Molo, I am eyonaminentle and welcome to my channel. If you are already a subscriber here, then welcome home. If you aren't yet, well, you should be, because here we make lock hair content, career content and curiosity filled content, because we are a curious bunch over here. And if you are one of us, you should definitely subscribe and you will be enjoying the entertainment coming your way. So today I will be shooting a get to know me / Q&A video. So I asked people on my Instagram if they could send me some questions that they would like me to answer for a get to know me / Q&A video. So since I started my channel a few weeks ago, I haven't really sat down and explained a couple of things or really let you get to know me. So basically this is what this video is for. I got the questions and I put them in this box. So I've written them all out and put them in this box. I will be randomly selecting the questions and answering them for you. So come hang out with me as I answer these questions and you get to know me. So question number 1. Has working in a startup inspired you to start up your own, and what would it be? So for those of you who don't know, I work in social impact and tech in a startup. What we do at the startup is that we build tech solutions that solve the youth unemployment problem. So basically tech solutions that give you access to free short courses on WhatsApp, job interviews and job applications on WhatsApp, because it is more data light and we all know that data is very expensive. So we basically try and break down the barriers that people experience to getting to opportunities, especially young people. So I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to start my own thing. But what's always been more important to me is to be involved in solving a meaningful problem for me, and a problem that I also think takes a lifetime to solve, because I think what really enhances and sparks your creativity as you solve those problems is having or what sparks your creativity to come up with those solutions is having a problem that is complex enough. So for me, what's always been important in what I do start is that the problem that it solves has to be a socio-economic issue. It has to be a complex issue that not only favors profit but favors people as well. I've always had a passion for improving the lives of others and improving more than just the bottom line. I think having a business that is only a money making machine is a bit boring for me, because it doesn't take into account the things that I'm really interested in, and what I'm interested in is things that make people tick, things that make people want to go from today to tomorrow, and really wanting to be involved in making people's life journeys better, whatever that looks like. So yes, I've always thought that I would start my own thing, and I might be doing it sooner than you know, so stay tuned. Okay, so question number 2, the worst date you've ever been on. Does it even deserve? Okay, so honestly, my memory only goes up until so far in life. So excuse me, there've probably been more than one bad date, but I don't know. I only remember one. Very boring to even think about this, but yeah, I was once in a relationship with someone who was not very honest, or didn't have the courage to be honest with me about who they were and what they were willing to bring to the relationship, pretty much. And this person wasted my time. Yeah, we were in a long distance relationship where basically I was promised things that I didn't even ask for, and yo guys, I get. Okay, let me just tell you the story, okay? Let me tell you the story, girl. So this man, right? We were seeing each other, okay? We knew each other based on mutual friends and whatever, and then we were seeing each other. We went on a couple of dates, you know, it was cute. And he really wanted to be in a relationship, but I wasn't in a dating season in my life, so I was not interested in being in a relationship. So we didn't go ahead with it, even though everything was fine. He was an absolute gentleman. And then a couple of years later, when I was ready to date, I reached out to him because I still liked him. And at this point, he had moved to another city, and he basically promised me the world that I did not ask for. So I eventually started warming up to the fact that he could give me the world. And then, guys, yeah. One kept telling me that basically he would show up and do the most for me. Missed my birthday, didn't even send me a birthday gift for my birthday because I'm coming, baby, I'm coming to your city. When I come to your city, I'm gonna make it shake. He did not make a single thing shake, girl. He didn't make a single thing shake. Yeah, wasted my time. Worst date, yeah, because we had to obviously set a date for us to actually meet since we were in different cities, and complete waste of my time. Yes, I told him to go home. Told him to get the hell out of my life too. What are the chances? Okay, have you ever been ghosted? Or question number 3, have you ever been ghosted, or have you ever ghosted anyone, and why? Guys, of course. How Pella, how guys, I'm not a call center, Pella. I'm not gonna answer every call. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So yes, I've definitely ghosted people, and I've definitely been ghosted as well. Go how never find a Pella, now they move. Okay, that's fine. Number 4, cats or dogs? Honestly, in the past couple of years, I've questioned myself about this one. I've always been a dog person. All my life, I have had dogs. I've had dogs die on me. Very heartbreaking. But recently, I've been really considering getting a kitten or a cat. I don't know, these cat videos on the internet. I don't know. Am I being catfished by the cat videos? I don't know, because I do like the fact that I've heard. In fact, I've never had a cat. My grandmother used to have cats, so every time we were at my grandmother's house, we would play with these kittens. But guys, we were very abusive to the kittens. Unfortunately, we didn't know any better, because I had never been around cats. So I kept wanting to see what are they gonna do. I kept hearing that they always land on their feet. So we kept doing very crazy things to them. As I've gotten older, and I now understand the amount of responsibility that it takes to have a pet. I honestly prefer cats because they are more independent, but my heart is with dogs. If I would have a partner to raise a dog with, then I would do a dog. But by myself, I would do a cat because mama is busy. Question number 4. Do you believe in love at first sight? Hey guys, I think, okay, so my belief in love is Corinthians 13, that love is kind, love is patient, love endures, okay? And the thing with that is that love, real love, cannot endure if it does not have time. So I don't believe in love at first sight. You could be attracted to someone at first sight. Yeah, but I don't believe that it could be love. Yeah, love is patient as well. You can't have patience if you don't have time. Okay, question number 6. Hey, ngubani Batman? Hey guys. Batman Bruce Wayne guys. Hayibo, kubani ongayaziyo loo nto? Batman Bruce Wayne. So, in the true nature of Easter, I will be having some speckled eggs. These are my favorite, one of my favorite treats. While we continue. Okay. The next question is, what are your thoughts on sex before marriage? I honestly don't have that many thoughts on it. But what I do know is that a lot of the things that we come to understand by revelation. And I don't have a revelation on that yet. Next question is, are you spiritual or religious? At some point, let's first start with what it is, okay? I believe that religion is law, basically. It's when you are more aware of right and wrong and do's and don'ts than you are aware of a relationship and the intimacy that you share with God. And for a very long time in my life, I really did believe in Christian religion, and I lived like that. And the church that I was part of was very much Christian religious, and a lot of condemnation was brought onto me because I would always think that being saved means saved from day one. You should now live a certain life on the outside. I did not have that revelation of what it truly meant to be saved, which now, by the grace of God, I've come to know. And I've come to have a relationship with Christ. So I am now spiritual. I don't know if I'm going to say spiritual, but I now am aware that I am a beloved daughter of Christ, and I'm a beloved daughter of my Abba Father and my Daddy God, and that I am forever forgiven, forever loved, deeply loved, and there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Unlike then, when I believed that there is only being saved when I do right, and then there is being unsaved when I do wrong, and therefore I should live in condemnation when I do wrong. So I'm very grateful that I've been saved from that, and I've come to now believe the truth. Okay, next question. Do you feel monogamy works with our generation, and could you be in an open relationship? Okay, so I can't speak on behalf of the generation, unfortunately. My life has not been that multidimensional that I'm able to understand all realities. But for me, monogamy works for me. I'm generally not attracted to someone who's attracted to other people, or who wants to be with other people, who wants to give other people their attention. That is a turn off for me. And so for that reason, I could not be in an open relationship, unfortunately. Yeah, I really believe in exclusivity. Okay, next question. What would 18-year-old Minnie, or what would you like 18-year-old Minnie to know about 25-year-old Minnie? I think I would like her to know that you are in your season, and you will always be in your season. Whatever it looks like, it will always be the season of the time. And all the dreams that you are chasing, you should rather be... In fact, you should, like, I can't tell myself to do this, do that, because life is going to unfold, you know. Life is going to happen whether you... I couldn't have told myself to do this, do that, because I don't even know what I did to bring myself to this place. Yeah, I think I would want 18-year-old me to know that it is true. when you seek first the kingdom of God, all the desires of your heart are added to you. It is true. They are added. You do not have to chase them. You do not have to find them. You do not have to look for them. They are added to you. Okay, next question. If you weren't doing what you are doing now, what other passion would you pursue? Okay, so this also adds to what I just previously said about being in your season. I think this is the season for me to be doing what I'm currently doing. But if there was another passion, the thing is, I know eventually I will do it. Like, I'm only on my way. Literally, I'm on my way. It's on my way. It's on its way to me as well, to being added to me. So yeah, I would love to be a global moderator. I would love to be a moderator in general. I have a very big passion for conversation. I have a very big passion of, you know, building a bridge between two people, building a bridge between two worlds. I have a very deep understanding of rural life because I'm from a village and I didn't necessarily grow up there, but I understand rural life. And I grew up in very different environments after urban, semi-urban, and I always felt like, from how I've experienced life and its dimensions, I've seen just so much need in dialogue and being able to communicate experience, being able to communicate problem and solution. So my big passion is conversation, storytelling, and moderating. So I would love to moderate impactful conversations, as well as deliver a TED talk. That would be my ultimate. I would love to be on a TED stage one day, and I know it will happen by the grace of God. If you could replace any subject being taught in schools, what would it be and what would you replace it with? Okay, so if you don't know, I've done quite a bit of extensive research in the education problem in South Africa in general, because I've had such a big passion for finding where I went wrong in my own education journey, and I wanted to understand where, as the stats were showing me, where everyone else went wrong, because quite a few people were being failed and failing at the system at some point, regardless of having done well before. So one thing that I learned from that research is that, and the current research that I already do as well in education and unemployment, is that systematic issues are not always at the idea place. Like, it's not always a bad idea. What we do is not always a bad idea. Sometimes the issue is in the implementation. Sometimes it's the wrong people being tasked with implementing. So I really think what we currently have, the subjects that we have at school, they do bring a beginning of understanding. And I think I think what could be the base of that is a very strong critical thinking foundation. For instance, design thinking is something that I think was so brilliant and so impactful in my own understanding of how I thought about problems and how I thought about solutions. Design thinking is where you think of a solution based on the user. So the user who is actually experiencing the problem, you think of how to create the solution, not based on what you think is a great idea, but by actually doing the necessary research and experience of, and understanding the experience of the person who's experiencing the problem. I think that takes a lot of first empathy, which I think would be great to be able to implement as part of critical thinking in schools. And secondly, the ability to not be told what is the solution, what is right and what is wrong, because it takes so much time to undo that thinking of right and wrong, where someone is actually able to just think by themselves. It's a bigger issue than you guys think. Like, so many people do not know how to think for themselves. And I think if we could just start at the base level, just children at schools just learning critical thinking and being placed in spots where they are able to think about problems, or they're able to practice a way to think and then what to think instead of what to think and then them replicating it. I think, yeah, that skill, critical thinking, empathy induced thinking, which is pretty much what design thinking is. Yeah, I wouldn't replace anything, I would just supplement that in, and of course also change the way that it is being taught. I think an amazing school that I love, their teaching philosophy is Spark Schools. It is an affordable private school, and the school is a school based on blended learning solutions. So there's different class sizes and different implementations of learning, and children are basically taught how to think for themselves and how to think in pairs and then how to think in groups, but they're not necessarily just put into this herd environment where they're not able to engage with learning. So I think blended learning, critical thinking, empathy-filled thinking as well, especially when thinking about solutions for problems. Yeah. Next question. What do you think about the Indo-Damast narrative? Okay, I'm not going to share what I think Indo-Damast, but what I think about the narrative itself is that for years, okay, centuries, there has been a woman must, a woman must, a woman must. If a woman doesn't, then a woman is not. And then to be a woman, you must, yay. We've heard it all when it comes to women. Every other person, everyone, people even younger than you as a woman, if they are a man, they have assumed authority over you and been assumed that they could be able to tell you that a woman must. I think there should be no uproar when finally a woman is now voicing out her preferences. If Indo-Damast, or leave her alone. Wine or champagne? Both. Depends on the day. I really love a white wine, like a Chenin Blanc. Like, I just love a white wine. Like, I love a good white wine, like a chilled white wine on a hot day, summer dress, you know, locks curly, shades cute, that cute vibe, and maybe being at a wine farm. That is everything. A white wine, a rosé, and champagne. Love it. I love a nectar but dry champagne or MCC. Love it all. Love it, love it, love it. I love bubbles. Yeah. Fruity but like strong. Yeah. So both. Wine or champagne, both. The perfect date. Honestly, one that I didn't have to ask for. Yeah, a surprise. All planned out. I don't have an ideal date, that's the thing. Like, on one day, I would really want to do something very adventurous, and that would be the perfect date for that day. But the ideal date, honestly, for me, or the perfect date, is one that I didn't have to ask for, one that I didn't expect, and one that I didn't have to plan. Like, if I'm just propped in there, looking good, doing my thing, and I get a gift, love it. Club or festival? I think it depends. I proper clubbed for, I think, 6 months in my life, years ago. Like, fully did the whole experience, and it was fun. Like, I really did enjoy it. But I think now I would only club if I'm not in my city. I think that would be more fun for me. Festival as well. Like, I love the fact that you get to meet people from all around the world usually, or you get to meet people from not in the city. Yeah, so festivals are great for meeting people that you never see again, because that's fun. And then clubs are great for just living a movie, man. Living like a little bit of a fantasy. Yeah. But also not in your city. Not in my city anyways. That's my preference. I don't prefer to do that. Do you have any regrets? Actually, what do I regret? No, I'm sorry. I actually just remembered. Okay. So a couple of months before, basically the last time I saw my grandmother, I lost my grandmother a few years ago. A few months before she passed on, which was the last time I saw her, I had a very bad feeling when I saw her. But she looked fine, she was healthy, but I kept feeling like it was the last time I'm going to see her. And I avoided her. I just couldn't be in the same room with her or the same place with her without wanting to cry. And I felt like she was also avoiding me, and I decided to spend Christmas at a cousin's house because I don't know, it was very difficult to be around her, to the point where my cousins even took my phone to take pictures with her, and I didn't want to take pictures. I gave them my phone and I didn't want to take pictures with her. I think I do regret that because my heart was really breaking and I couldn't understand why. Even though I'm at peace with her being gone, I'll always miss her. I'll always miss her. I loved her so much. I love her so much. But I don't regret it too much. But I know it's one thing that when I see those pictures from that Christmas, I just, there's something in my heart that's just like, I wish, not I wish, but I wonder how it would have been if I maybe handled things differently. But how else do you handle feeling like someone is going to die but not knowing how to explain that because they look healthy and fine? So yeah. Next question, what type of music do you listen to? I'm a jazz girl, okay? I like jazz. I like different kind of music firstly, but jazz has my heart. Definitely melancholic jazz and South African jazz, favorite. I can't wait to get my vinyl player and just have my one-man concert. Guys, are you dating anyone? I am. Have you ever been in a long distance relationship? I have nothing to say about it. Last question. Do you think that someone pursuing a career in hopes of a good life can facilitate that dream in South Africa? This is tricky. From my experience now in the youth unemployment space, I have learned that getting a job or growing in your career takes more than just being a good worker or a hard worker, especially nowadays. It takes a lot more than just being good at your job, and it takes more than just like a good qualification. You really need to do a lot. You need to grow anyway. You need to constantly be pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. So networking, getting to know other people, getting other people to experience your skill set, growing, taking every opportunity you can, challenging yourself, speaking to people about your experience, and also being very cognizant and conscious of the fact that literally the whole world is your job market. So how do you position yourself to make sure that anyone from anywhere can reach out to you to pay for your services or to pay for your knowledge or to give you an opportunity or for you to get yourself an opportunity? So I think anyone who wants to pursue a career in South Africa in pursuit of a good life, firstly, it depends on what your definition of good life is. For me, it's a life where I get to own more and more of my time as time goes, and that is my definition of a good life, because I want to spend more time living than working. So for me it means being able to constantly being able to take that risk, and you can do that anywhere, but there are systematic challenges in South Africa. And as much as other places, their systematic challenges may not be in your face as much as you get to experience with South Africa, but I think there's challenges everywhere. If you're constantly able to understand the rules of the environment and play by them, as well as break them when you have enough leverage to do so, you can facilitate your dream life and your dream career in South Africa, as you can anywhere. So we have now come to the end of my get to know me / Q&A video. Thank you for spending time with me. Please do connect with me on your way out. I am at eyonaminentle everywhere, and I will see you in my next video.